Maple Mafia, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show here, the Maple Mafia channel. Y'all, today we're talking about the eBay items that are ending this afternoon. Y'all, we got some really awesome items on there. If you know anything about us at mrmaple.com, we recently started doing this eBay thing where we started listing unique and rare, interesting items on eBay. And it's just allowed us to put a lot of unique things that, we didn't have huge sets on, and things we weren't going to release a lot of to get it out there a little bit earlier.
And some special ones too. So these are all listing and coming off. So this list is coming off and new ones are listing on Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, ending at 9:10 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
Every 10 items. So there's 20 different items that are going off today and 20 items that are coming on today. We're only going to be talking about the items that are going off today. And again, they start leaving the eBay today at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all, starting off today, we've got Acer scoa.
Oh man, this one I really am excited about because of the rarity of this one. This is going to be one of the rarest maples in the world, only found in Mexico and Guatemala. And from what I understand, you can't get it out of there anymore. So this is one, if you're a conservationist and you want something in your garden that lends to that, this is one of those species that you want to get.
And it's proven to be pretty durable. And we've got one at Dr. Criticos's gardens. We've got one we've now planted on Main Street. We didn't actually plant it. The city of Hendersonville did. They got it from us. But y'all, it is easy to grow and it's really beautiful. And it's one of the rarest maples in the world. It's Acer scoa. There's 5 disjunct populations. That means that they're separated in different areas and different regions, and they're really small. And they grow in the cloud forests of Mexico. So up on the mountaintops, not something that most people, even in Mexico, even know about because it's so rare. I mean, and a lot of things with deforestation happening there, these populations are dwindling. And Yalmo Vargas Rodriguez did a lot of work with Acer scoa. And y'all, we're offering one of the liner Acer scoa again. And y'all, it's going off today at 6 p.m.
You're looking at about 30 foot in about 15 years. So it's going to get up there. Fall colors, those amazing yellows. And this is something that you could use as a shade tree for your other Japanese maples in your garden. So don't pass this one up.
Some people have often asked me, they said, could you draw sugar from it, like maple syrup? It is a sugar maple. I don't know anything about Acer scoa. I don't know. I know with the regular Acer sacrum, you have to get down to negative 30 degrees to really get the best sugar sap flow. Who knows what if this one would be something that someone could actually do it at a hotter, climate, could actually perform the same thing. Who knows? It comes from a hotter climate, y'all. Really awesome selection, or really awesome species, really rare, and one you don't find being offered very frequently. Next up, we've got Acer Shirasanum Magic Moon.
Now, Magic Moon, I like this one. The molting that it gets, those big leaves. There's not much else out there that even kind of comes close to this. Just a really, really interesting tree.
And it's an Acer Shirasanum selection. We introduced it here at Mr. Maple. It was a seedling that was given to us by Jonathan Savage, the same guy who found Lillian's Jewel. And it has this unique malting variegation of yellow with a little bit of crumple to the leaf. Y'all, there's not much like Magic Moon. It's really rare. It's highly desired. And it's a maple selection from us here at Mr. Maple. And we're talking about each of these items in the order that they're going to be going off today. So Acer scoa, that's going off the soonest. Magic Moon, that's next.
And then right after Magic Moon, we run into the OG red panda from Mr. Maple, the real red Makawa style Japanese maple.
Yeah, this is one of our selections here at Mr. Maple. It's one of the few selections that we've ever actually patented. And the reason being is because we did all the research for this. We've got some people even trying to copy it, some people trying to steal it already. This is a patented selection by us. That means that it's only going to be offered currently through mrmaple.com, through us here at the Maple Mafia, and through Buckholt's Nursery. It is the best red Makawa Yatsubusa seedling. We went through thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of red seedlings to select Red Panda, and it's by far the best that we've ever seen. I would say that probably Bazinga's probably next up, but Red Panda beats it hands down. It's got that deep red color, highly desired. We talked about it in one video once, talking about repotting, and then this hype train goes off because everybody loves the name and loves the idea of what Red Panda is, and then they get it. This year we put a lot of Red Pandas out there, and this is your chance to get a Red Panda because, you know, we went through most of our big sets of Red Panda. It'll be quite a while till we're able to offer another one. And
your chance to get a real Red Panda. The only place you're going to find the real legit Red Panda is through the Maple Mafia or MrMaple, so you know this is the real deal. Yeah, the other ones that some other people claim to have are just a red seedling, and there's plenty of those out there. We sell a lot of those as red Mino Yatsubusa seedlings. You can see those as a spring interest on MrMaple sometimes. Guys, next up, that's going to be going off next. Man, we're just bringing the heavy hitters. We got Martha Ghost. Martha Ghost. And this was one I had to wait for. The first time I saw Martha Ghost, I was going through Area 51, and I saw this, and I didn't even know what Martha Ghost was. I was familiar with the other Ghost series stuff, and I saw that, and I came back to you guys. What is this Martha Ghost? Y'all told me the story, and even I had to wait, and it wasn't until this last open house that I was able to get my hands on a Martha Ghost. But this is one, Talon Buckle's introduction, one that he introduced, kind of took it out of the trade, and you guys brought it back. Yeah, it's one of the rarest of the Ghost series. It is the rarest of the Ghost series, and we're looking to try to make this tree available at some points. But this is some of the first times it's been offered through our eBay. And again, this just allows us to let go of a few stock plants that, you know, we can't let go of all of them, but we can let go some of them. And we do it here through our eBay channel. Martha Ghost has that reticulated variegation with like a pink purple kind of color. It's slow growing. It may be a little slow growing than Baby Ghost. Some of my original plants that I got over 10 years ago are 3 or 4 feet in height, you know, about 4 foot in width, not very big at all. And it is extremely beautiful. Morning sun, afternoon shades can be best for Martha Ghost. Y'all, new selection that's not really ever hit the nursery trade. It's an awesome time to try to pick one up. And moving right along, we're going on to Earthfire. This one is just killer with those that pink that it puts off in the spring. I mean, I think that really stands out. Yeah, Earthfire just has that reticulated, and it's like a almost Kiyohime shape. It sort of spreads out, stays very low, doesn't get very big, and it has just like this almost a Magashiguri kind of color to it. I mean, it's got this pink purple, strong reticulated variegation, but it's on a Matsumuri leaf. And so it's just very different than anything I've ever seen. And again, we're working on big numbers trying to at MrMaple, but we're able to drop some early here through the eBay. And one's going off this afternoon. Yeah, like you said, about what, 3 to 4 foot within height within 10 to 15 years. So it's it's great for those smaller spots in your landscape. Yeah, it really is. And people have seen photos of Earthfire, and a few people have it now, and people are just raving about it. We've been growing it for a number of years here, just evaluating it, seeing what we liked about it. And to me, it's one of those next level plants we're going to be doing a lot of. Again, morning sun, afternoon shade really keeps the best colors longer throughout the seasons. Many of these trees are, all these trees we're talking about today, they're all going off today. And so, you know, jump on them very quickly. You know, you might be watching our podcast on our YouTube channel, The MrMaple Show. And those typically air at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. While that's going on, many of these items are going off on eBay as well. And so I know many people are going to be using that live chat to really talk about our eBay and everything that's going on at the Maple Mafia on eBay. And moving right along, coming after Earthfire, coming off on eBay, we have Acer Palmatum Koi. It just keeps on coming with the hits. It keeps coming. Yeah, Koi is another one of our introductions here at MrMaple. It's got a unique twist to the leaf. It's got that Makawa like tightly layering habit, but it's got some nice bronze colors in the early spring. And it can give you some almost yellow new growth there in the summer. But Koi, it's the best fall color Makawa selection that I've ever seen. And that says it's even better than Mino Yatsubusa, which is known for its fall color. To me, Koi is an awesome selection. And then we're going to keep it hot with going with hot chicken.
Yeah, there's not many of those left for this year. And, I'm not so sure there's too many for next year either. So jump on some of these hot chickens right now. It's a sessilifolium that Matt and I collected off of Acer Olive Random at World Maple Park in Japan. It was a seed, and we looked through it and found the sessilifolium. So it has that angel feather leaf structure on an Acer Olive Random. This is the same olive random that Masayoshi Yano at World Maple Park collected hot sauce and hot tamale off of. We named them at MrMaple, but they were Masayoshi Yano's. He's the one who found them. And he actually told us to change his code name that he had on them and put real names on them, and we okayed hot tamale and hot sauce. This is from the same parent plant that gave Masayoshi Yano hot tamale and hot sauce. That's where we found the hot chicken. Upright selection, and it appears to be very vigorous.
And it's part of the Heat Seeker series. So you folks in those locations where you want something that can tolerate that heat, can tolerate that sun, hot chickens can be able to do that. And we're going to stay with that in the Heat Seeker series. Coming right after that, we have hot sauce.
And hot sauce is a red Acer Olive Random. It is heat tolerant. It's got the leaf color of something like a Blood Good or an Emperor One, but more heat tolerant because it is Acer Olive Random. It is a next level tree that every nurseryman has been after for years and years and years. When we listed on MrMaple, they sell out really quickly. Many of these items that we're talking about here on eBay, if they did get listed on MrMaple, they may only last for under a minute. And we may have a set of, a huge set. This just allows some people that might be, that can't check out as quickly to be able to pick up some of these cool plants. Or if you're just looking to try to get some of these cool plants and not have to wait around till the next set comes around, we've got some awesome selections here on eBay.
And then moving right along, we're moving into an umbrella pine. We have Jensens Variegated.
Oh, this is one of those next level Skydopides. The umbrella pines. So just so y'all know, like umbrella pines, they are amazing. Our good friend Dennis Dodge had more selections of umbrella pines than anybody in the world. And the tricky thing with the Skydopides is the rootstock. It's the straight species. It's difficult to get a hold of. They don't produce a lot of seed. And when you do find the seedlings, they take a little while to get to size. So a lot of people try to root Skydopides. It's a really difficult thing to root. And so it's a very complex thing. Sid Waxman wrote a whole paper and presented to the IPPS on the best ways to root Skydopides. It's not easy. I mean, even you have a college professor having to go through and document, you do this for this many hours, you do this for this many hours, just to try to, normally take a cut, dip rooting hormone, and voila, you're done. The rootstocks cost almost $25 for a Skydopides before we graft to it. And so these are naturally a little bit more expensive tree. And the Japanese umbrella pines are pretty awesome. They kind of have that macabre-like vibe. They look lively out there in the landscape. They look cartoon-esque. This is a variegated form of that. And so it's got yellow variegation. It's got that bubbly round needle. Y'all, Skydopides Jensens Variegated. Don't look no further. This is an awesome tree. And we won't be offering this all the time. They're not coming to MrMaple. They're going to be gone in the liners before we ever get to list them because these things are awesome.
And moving along, we have Storia. We have Fuji Shadari in a box.
Now, this is one of the most anticipated trees that we've ever dropped for nurserymen. Nurserymen are going to go crazy for this because this is a Storia monadelpha that many people have seen in Japan at Mr. Shibamichi's. Mr. Shibamichi is the godfather of Japanese gardening. He's an older nurseryman who has found and introduced so many amazing selections. To give you an idea, Ilex Sky Pencil that many of y'all may have, that's his introduction. That's a common landscape tree in the United States. Never gets a credit for it. This is his introduction of a weeping orange bark Storia, and it's heavily cascading. Talon Buckle's got one of these planted out in the ground at his place. Y'all, this is one they threw in a box, and I said, that's going to our eBay because that is a next level plant. I've had people specifically email me, and they said, Tim, if you ever get a chance, try to get Fuji Shidari, Shibamichi's Weeping, Storia from Talon Buckles because no one's producing it. This is extremely rare selection. They're difficult to produce as well. Grafting Storia is not very easy. Y'all, this is one of the rarest trees we've ever listed on eBay. We've ever listed on MrMaple with that Fuji Shidari, Shibamichi's Weeping, Storia.
And then moving right along, Acer Palmatum Nemo. Oh, I love this one. It's so fun. The colors that it puts off. And what I think stands out with this being a Makawa type, but the leaves are different. It still has that thick layering shingle type, but the leaf structure is different than what most of the other Makawas.
Yeah, and this was a seedling selection by one of our good and late friends, Dr. Charles Murray. He was on our 1700s podcast, and this is his orange Makawa selection he made years ago, and he'd been evaluating for a number of years. Nemo, it's one that we've never dropped on MrMaple. We've had it at a few open houses in limited numbers, and here we're dropping it here on the eBay channel.
And then moving right along, we're going to Blue Moon in a 1 gallon.
So Blue Moon is a selection by Carl Munn, the same guy who brought us Moonrise. Blue Moon, though, it has this really nice bronze orange spring color. It's slow growing like Arium, and it goes to that bright yellow afterwards. It's got some really nice apricot colors that keep coming across it during the summer. It is a really neat Acer Sirisanum selection that not many people are growing.
Yeah, you're looking about 8 to 10 foot in height and width in just 15 years. Just a fantastic, fantastic tree. And then moving right along, we move to, in a 1 gallon, Tooyama.
Tooyama, I love the selection. It's one that Talon had got onto early. Twisting leaves, compact form, almost like a silver blue-green kind of color. It's in that Makawa-like family, but it's kind of like that Kuranajishi Shishigashira family as well. It's right there in between of two people's favorite plants. And I'm telling you, it's one that everybody loves.
4 to 5 foot in 15 years. Excellent, excellent tree. And then here's one we've been trying to, offer stuff for the bonsai folks out there. So we're going with Bonza Baby.
Yeah. So this is a tightly layering seedling. It's got that round, compact habit. And y'all, these seedlings, I don't have many of these things left. So they're seedlings with compact, dense habits and small leaves. Take advantage of these while we're offering them because they may not be coming back to MrMaple anytime soon. It's really awesome for bonsai, but also it's awesome if you just want a small, compact, small Japanese maple in your landscape or as a container. And again, we're not offering many of these. We're about sold out here at MrMaple, and they were seedlings, and I don't currently have access to those seedlings again.
And then moving along, we go with the male lion Oishi. This is one, a lot of people, I've seen quite a few. We've done a lot of top fives out here at open houses and different places that we've traveled to. And one that comes up a lot is Shishi Shigeru. And this is one, Oishi. This is the male line. This is a smaller grower, but has that same kind of crinkled look. It is different, though. It doesn't crinkle as much, but it's one of those that's in that family, that's in the lion's family, that you don't want to pass this up. Oishi.
That's for sure. It's one of the slowest growing in that Shishigashira-like family. It is an older selection, and it's one that we sell out of quickly when we do offer it. They are slow growing, so 1 gallons take a while to get there. And this is a Welsh pot, which is pretty close to a 1 gallon size plant. It's a little bit narrower pot, which means it's great for someone who's trying to turn it into bonsai, train it into a bonsai pot because there's less root mass down below. But these are some beautiful Oishi. And these came from the Buckholtz farm, and they just grow them better out there. It's an amazing specimen of Oishi that we're listing here. You all jump on it quick. If we ever list them on MrMaple, they sell out super fast. And that's one of the reasons I dropped a few of these here on our Maple Mafia eBay.
And then moving right along, we go to Nakam Weeping. It's a 1 gallon XL.
Yeah, not many of these XL Nakam Weepings around the nursery anymore. We've sold through quite a bit. And Nakam Weeping is the national treasure of Japan. It's got that twisting, contorting habit. And it's a 400-year-old tree. It's one of the oldest cultivars in the ground that's recorded anywhere. And it's at a temple in Japan. Matt and I got to go see the original tree with Nakata-san. It is it's in that Ryusen Jiro Shidari style family. And it has phenomenal oranges to red fall color.
And this is one, if you have it in your garden, people come by, you can tell a story about this. And you can be like, this is not just a Japanese maple that I picked up, but this has history behind it. This has a story behind it. And I think that's just really special.
Yeah, it's 400 years old. It's the national treasure of Japan. It sits at a temple in the Fukushima prefecture. And it's one of the coolest trees I've ever seen. If I had to pick my favorite specimen I've ever seen, it's this 400-year-old Nakam Weeping. Y'all, again, listed today, or actually ending today, this afternoon. Looks like it's going to be during the podcast, Nakam Weeping.
And then moving along, we have Mino Yatsubusa in a 1 gallon. Mino Yatsubusa. I really like Mino Yatsubusa because it's got that dense, rounded shrub-like shape. And it's that trident. It's just a different look in your garden.
Yeah, it gets some of that really nice, almost like unique bark that old trident maples get. Mino Yatsubusa gets that at an earlier age, and it's got that elongated leaf that looks almost like a lace leaf version of a trident. Really nice bronze colors, but I'm telling you, the fall colors on this are yellows and oranges. Again, this isn't an item that I had a large number of. I thought I'd make a cool item here for the Maple Mafia on our eBay channel. Y'all, Mino Yatsubusa, if you don't have it, need to grab it.
And moving right along, we have Allen's Gold in a 1 gallon.
Now, Allen's Gold is a spring interest Japanese maple with some of the best spring interests I've ever seen. Just bright oranges, and then it goes to a gold color. The surprising thing about Allen's Gold is as it matures, it will develop a pine bark as well. So it is the very first selection that is a spring interest Japanese maple and a pine bark, which is pretty cool.
And you're looking at about 12 to 14 foot in 15 years. And then moving right along, we're almost done. We're almost at the end of the night. But we have Sucasa Dwarf.
Now, Sucasa Dwarf is a seedling from Yataka Tanaka at Sucasa Maple. And it is just everything you want for a bonsai. Small leaves, really slow growth habit, upright, and it's got a little bit of a twirl on the very new growth. It is an amazing selection. Not commonly found in the nursery trade, extremely rare in the United States. And we've got a really nice 1 gallon listing or going off today, and it looks at 9 o'clock this evening.
And then the last one coming off on Sunday or this evening, we have Gables Glory. This one is just really cool for its ever-changing color.
Yeah, Gables Glory, we don't have any big sets of those here at MrMaple. I know some people have been after them, and I found one, and I said, I'm going to throw it there on eBay. It's one of the most colorful trees throughout the year. Just some pink reds in the early spring, and then from the pink reds, you get some just amazing yellows, which doesn't make any sense in the summer. And then that pink red new growth coming across it. It's often known as the chameleon Japanese maple because it changes so many colors throughout the season.
Just an excellent one. And when you go on eBay, take a look at the picture that's posted there. That's the actual one you're going to get. But the shape on it and the size of it, excellent tree.
So guys, that is our 20 trees going off today on the Maple Mafia channel here on eBay. You can go to eBay and you can search for these trees. You can go through and see sellers' other items, and you can pull up all of these trees that are going off today. And again, as these trees are going off, more trees are coming on. So you will see a bunch of really cool trees today on eBay through the Maple Mafia. We appreciate y'all jumping in today. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.